Whoa. How we doing, y'all? How we doing, y'all?
We go there
Welcome,
repeat.
welcome, welcome. Welcome to From His Perspective podcast. I am your host, Cornell Gates, with my brother Lorenzo Reynolds. What's up, my brother? How you today?
Man, I'm well, having a great weekend. How about yourself?
Good, 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 man.
That's
Great
good.
weekend, great weekend.
Yeah.
We got a great topic today, man. We're talking about internal care, man. Internal care.
hmm
My brother, how do you feel about this topic today?
Man, I think it's a good subject. I think
Hmm.
it's a great topic.
Okay.
I'm happy that you know, came up with your first topic this year. And
We starting all day. We starting already today.
yeah, we're happy that you came up with the first one this year, bro.
Okay.
And man, it's amazing to hear a topic and to go back and learn from it. Um Learning is forever. You know what I mean? So I'm just excited to learn something new from what you say, from what our chat say, and just have a dynamic conversation, brother.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What made you come up with an internal care,
Bro,
and what
I
does
think,
internal care mean to you? Answer those both for us.
um, bro, I think this is a really interesting topic. I think a lot of times um, we're looking at the exterior instead of the interior, and I think everything starts with the interior first.
Right.
And so I think um, a lot of times we don't look at this. Me and wifey has been doing a health journey, man. We've diligently been walking every day, exercising every day,
Yeah.
and um, that journey that we're on, um, we're trying to make sure our internal is together
hmm
for our future, and that we're that our heart is beating like it needs to be, that we're taking the vitamins and stuff that we need to take. And then I think when you get the internal together, the external will start coming together and you can start working on that.
Yeah.
But I think first and foremost, we need to work on the
Internal.
internal.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, man. That's an accurate assessment.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely an accurate assessment.
yeah. Bro, when you hear, when you heard internal, what was the first thing that came to your mind and why did you think this was a good topic for us to talk about?
When I hear internal, I think about what's in the inside, right? And that means going beyond the surface. I don't
Hmm.
want to be at the surface level of anything in life. The
Okay.
surface is only what you can see, but it's when you
Mhm.
go past that surface when you truly deal with the why and you truly deal with so many factors that you don't see, which is gonna always be the most important.
Okay.
And so it just reminds me of a car. A car could look good on the outside, but it ain't until you get up under that motor that you realize what car you truly have and what it can truly do. How is this engine built? And so the engine would be like the heart of a person. And so we just gotta make sure we're not choosing a car by the way that it look
You know
or
what?
the
I
outside look.
cannot do this with you this week. I cannot. Okay. This
You
what we
didn't give me that
down.
one, brother. What happened?
Nah.
What happened now?
You need a hat and a patch because you're a pirate. Okay.
So you saying that answer came from you? That's what you saying? I don't remember you saying anything to that
Okay.
matter.
That's
Anything.
fine, bro. Let's go.
But if you were to act like you told me anything about a
Okay.
car, maybe you told somebody else about it. I don't know, but
Oh my God. Here we go. Here we go.
yeah, you
Okay.
told me nothing about a car, brother. But
Okay.
again, I don't want to argue. I just want to get along and make sure that my internal care and my internal health is where it needs to be, so that I
Okay.
can produce on the outside what's being manufactured on the inside. So I don't know,
Absolutely.
bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. brother, I think this internal conversation is extremely important though, because
Hmm.
um, bro, we look at people, and a lot of times people want to prove who they are by the external and
Yeah.
not the internal. And I say that from the perspective of we date and attracted to people by a lot of times their looks and not what's in their head, or who they are internally,
Yeah.
what they believe, and yeah, I think that's it's a crazy situation, because I think a lot of times the external is what attracts us, um, which it really should be the internal, in my opinion. I think the older we get, we start looking at a person internal and less at their external. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
think so too. When you mature, you know what I mean.
yeah,
Everything else is is short term. Again,
yeah,
what look good on the outside ain't always good in the inside. And until I think men, I think we are, we judge on the external more than I think women do,
okay,
because just our nature and our makeup and our characteristics,
hmm,
our attraction is going to be on the outside first.
yeah,
And then, once maturity get in, you get to that age, we'll be like, no, I'm choosing totally different now. And so it matters, man, because I think it's not this quick game. It's not checkers anymore. Once you start playing chess, you're gonna think about the heart and the core values and things that really matters the most.
bruh.
Um,
I was having this conversation with our sister Meg. This is what you should do. And she was explaining to me, she said, yeah, that conversation is sort of like a
mhm,
pig with lipstick. Meg said this, not Purnell. Okay.
okay.
This is how we do it. Okay. So I was talking to her about this conversation, and just looking at that and just saying, oh, wow, um, that's a saying that goes around. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
Still a pig.
And I think a lot of times that happens with people in different situations. You can put clothes on or whatever else, but it doesn't change the obesity. It doesn't change the not exercising. It doesn't change the heart problems. It doesn't change um, the um, ill will that you have towards others, or the hatefulness that we have towards others. No matter how good your clothes look or what you have on, if you're not a good person on the inside, um, that's going to come out and it's going to show.
I believe so, brother.
Hmm.
And I also believe that um it's a greater work on the inside to do than it is on the outside. It's a greater work. And because it is a greater work to go from the inside first, most people try their best to escape that and deal with the outside, because the outside can be covered up. The outside can you can get surgeries, you can wear makeup, you can
Hmm.
cover it up in many different kind of ways
Yeah.
to make it look like something that is not.
Hmm.
And so, again, on the balancing scales of life, you want to make sure that you balance things out, because if it's a false balance, it's gonna tip over. If it's a false balance, it's gonna be shown. So, we just got to be careful, man, and we got to take our time and be patient and truly get to know what a person values are, and what are they reflecting and growing, and what are the fruit from those values, and
Yeah.
where to go from there. So, it's just got to make sense, man. And again, this ain't no rush thing. This development, this journey, this is lifelong.
Hmm.
It's not just for
Yes,
a
sir.
vacation. Taking care of yourself and making sure that your emotions are balanced out, and making sure that you getting everything that you need for years to come.
Hmm.
It matters. I see people that are suffering in their 40s and 50s because of the lives that they lived in their 20s and 30s. If you
Yeah.
party, drank, and did cocaine, and you think that your heart gonna be healthy in your 40s and 50s, it's not. It's
Right.
going to start to reflect the life that you lived. And so it always matters. But when you're in your 20s and 30s, sometimes you feel like you're gonna be young forever. But the body has a way of showing you, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Things will slow you down.
Yeah, bro. I think that invincibility complex will hurt
Yeah,
us sometime. Um,
I agree.
it's it's ironic that we're talking about that. Like I said, me and wifey been on a workout journey, and I was like, man, I am so sore. You know what I mean? I said, B, you sore? She's like, no, I'm good. Um, I was telling Meg, I was like, man, I can't believe I'm sore from walking. And she said, have you been stretching? I said, no, I just get up and go. But then I said, yeah, I've been getting up a little bit earlier and stretching before I go.
Okay.
I was like,
So you
wow,
need to
okay.
stretch more.
No, I do. But like I said, uh, I'm blessed to have a brother that he just sent me two or three massage guns. And, I got the massage chair. So they've been on overdrive this week.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah, they've been on.
I often tell clients that I work with is like
Mhm,
the difference between motivation and dedication.
mhm.
A lot of times when you deal with the exterior, it's really just motivation. Like I
Yeah,
want to look like this.
yeah,
But when you have more focus on the interior, like I want my internal health to be good,
yeah.
it's gonna cause for a more disciplined life.
Hmm.
And I think whenever you're working out or have goals or anything in life, motivation is only temporary.
Yeah.
But that discipline gonna make you get up even when you hurting, or even when you don't feel like it, or even when you go through a rough patch, just
Yes.
because discipline gonna be this is clockwork. This is my lifestyle. This is what I do. It's interesting, bro. I could take 2 days off sometimes,
Hmm.
but if I get to that third day, my
Hmm.
body will start aching and hurting. If I try to rest for 3 days, I gotta stay active and keep it moving, or my body will respond in a negative way, of showing me, hey, we've been you used to getting this dopamine from working out. Like that's our drug. And so you're gonna be attached to a drug one way or another. So you rather for it to be a healthy drug that's going to benefit your body than something that's gonna take away from you.
Brother, what are some internal qualities that you look for? Um, and we're going to hit this relationship situation right now. When it comes to relationship, internally, what are you looking for, or what are you looking at in a female that attracts you?
The way she take care of herself, that matters.
Okay.
I often say it a lot recently. We should present ourselves as a gift. And what I mean by that is a gift is something that you take care of. You're not gonna buy no gift and throw it on the ground. You're not gonna buy no gift and leave it uncovered. The gift is first of all is wrapped up. And what I mean by wrapped up, that's the clothes that a woman wears, how she treat herself, her core values, what's inside of her mind. Is
Right.
she wrestling and fighting? Because we are wrestling and fighting, but are you winning that wrestle and that fight? Have
Okay.
you made it to the point of your life to where you forgiven who you need to forgive,
Hmm.
and even yourself? I think all that matters because if in relationship with a person and internally they're you losing that battle, it's gonna show on the external. And when it show on the external, it's gonna be arguing and confusion and strife between them and other people around them. And pretty soon they're gonna pull you in there. So I look for peace. And I know, bro, we can't be peaceful all the time, but if it's a such thing as a 20/80 rule, I would rather be with a person that's peaceful 80% of the time than a person that's only peaceful 20% of the time, but they just look good or got a big booty or something physical attraction and that internal not right. So, those are definitely some of the things I look for.
Mm. Yeah, I like that. What
My
you?
next question to you,
Mhm.
when it comes to being married and being in the union,
Yes,
what's
sir.
some internal qualities that you have to have as being one with two people being together?
Bruh, first and foremost, it's going to be boundaries.
Hmm.
Um, and I think those boundaries come between you and your partner, first and foremost.
Okay.
Um, I don't mind family giving us advice, but at the end of the day, whatever we choose and whatever we do is going to be a Vanetta and Purnell decision,
Okay.
right? And I think advice is good, but I think sometimes people on the outside looking in only know partial story, and we know the whole story. And
Right.
then at the end of the day, um, we have to pay for whatever choices we make, right?
That's a fact.
And so I think people don't realize that they say, "Oh, I told you to do it like this or like this." I'd rather pay for my mistakes than yours. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so that has always been a rule that we have
Okay.
within our union or our household.
That you and her gonna make the last decision together.
Yes, that we're going to talk about it. If someone else have advice, I, I'm open for that. And like I said, a lot of times we may take it, but we may take it not because they said it, but because we talked about it. And um, again, when you have an order to your life, it's God, my wife, then everybody else, right? And so, with advice or with anything else, you have to look at that and say, okay, who am I trusting and who am I going with, or what is the situation? Again, other people can have good advice or um, good advice for you, but that's something her and I need to discuss before we move forward in doing something.
Yeah.
And I think, especially within a union, I think anytime you bring outside parties or outside people into it, it can be harmful sometimes,
Hmm.
right? Because then you start feeling that they have more control or more power or more say within your relationship than you do, or vice versa. And she may feel the same way, and that's why I said um, to come in and say, okay, you know what, thank you for that, and we'll discuss it. You know what I mean? It may be a great decision. It may be something that we need to consider. You know what I mean? But nobody else makes decisions in this relationship but her and I. You know,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Yeah. Bruh, when it comes to internal care, how do you teach your um, son internal care? And how do you let him know that it's important? Because I think a lot of times, especially as young adults, um, we look at the exterior, what shines, or what this, and that is. And how do you teach that foundation or give that foundation in convincing a young adult that it's more important to work on the internal than the external?
One of the main things that I focus on with young people in internal care is emotions. And I think
Mhm.
even as adults, we still have to go back to that.
You double
Um,
pirated today, but go ahead. Okay.
how to deal with and understanding how to just stop. How about if you think I'm stealing your stuff, stop talking to me? How about that?
Yeah, but I
Please
just
do.
made a note of that.
If you
I ain't
think I'm
talking.
stealing what you're saying, stop talking to me because I just yeah, let's just go on record as
Go
saying
ahead.
that
Go ahead.
I don't remember you saying that, and I don't think I have a memory problem. I don't
I
remember you
think
saying
you
that,
do, but go ahead.
but it goes back to emotions,
Uh,
and anger is an emotion.
yes,
Um,
yes, it is.
it's not the fact that we get angry because everybody should get angry. It's whether or not you allow that anger to make you sin. And so you always gonna be angry. Matter of fact, if you don't get angry about some things, you're not passionate about that. I'm angry at the way um black and brown people are treated by certain police officers, not all. I'm angry by the way that y'all president talk, some decisions that he make. I'm angry by quite a few things, but it's like, what do you do about it?
Right.
And so to teach him to use that anger for the betterment of himself and for others. Use your anger to make your community better, to make yourself better first. Use your anger to be the best man that you could possibly be.
Right.
And so it's going to all come from you controlling your emotions. Like if you can control your emotions, and we'll never get it right 100%, but if you can get it to the degree that you don't act out immaturely or stupidly or do something that you're gonna regret, then you winning, brother. And
Bro,
so it looks so different in so many different circumstances.
yes,
And
sir.
so yeah, so
Uh,
yeah, that's on my
I'm gonna
heart.
say this, man. You didn't went to church on me because you preaching right there, bro. I think it's that's so important. I was looking at a situation and having a conversation with someone, and I was saying what I had to learn is Vanetta can be wrong within a situation, um, but I make the situation worse if I don't handle it correctly.
Facts.
And I think a lot of times um, you were speaking about anger or temper or what have you. And so um, controlling my temper, controlling who I am, especially as a man, right?
Mm.
Um, she can be wrong in a situation, but I become the villain or this, and that if I don't handle the situation
You
correctly,
don't handle it right.
you know.
Absolutely.
And so I think, like I said,
I didn't
that was,
understand that for years, bro, but I had to get
bro,
that because I
yes,
was losing. I was losing,
yep.
I had a situation just last week where one of my sisters called me and
Mhm.
she had been drinking and she couldn't find her car like for a whole hour. It's like, how do you not know where you parked at? And why wouldn't you take better care of yourself? You're a young lady and you
So
walking
we
around.
talk about
I ain't telling you. I ain't saying
what we not gonna do, what we
I
not
don't
gonna
say
do.
names. I don't say names like
No,
you.
but I'm just
But
saying
I
what we
almost
not
thought,
gonna
bro,
do.
that I was gonna have to call you and be like, "Hey, bro, get your rusty self out your bed and go help my sister find her car." I thought I
And
was gonna have to call that, but I was proud of myself because I stayed calm.
she should have just called me anyway.
Yeah, I wish you would have. I wish you would have called the oldest person you know type of
Uh,
situation. But bro, I had to stay patient until we, found her car because yelling wasn't gonna make her find it any faster. And then too, I didn't want her to feel like I can't call my brother at my worst moment because he's gonna react
that's it.
negatively.
That's
And
it.
so at that point in time when it comes to controlling your emotions, bro, it's almost like you have to be in the situation, but you have to be calm enough to move past it, or you have to be calm enough to not take it personal. And that could be
Man,
difficult, especially if a person, and she
no,
wasn't, but if a person is attacking you, you separate yourself from your feelings, put your feelings in your back pocket to say, okay, I'm gonna just let you express yourself, and I ain't gonna act ignorant back with you. And
I'm
so
gonna be
that's
honest.
what it's all about, though.
It's a trained process.
A training process. I like
It
that.
is, bro. It 100% is because again, emotionally you want to say this, emotionally you want to do this, but the trained process is this. Um, I may have hurt you in a way
Yeah.
before, and my word is my bond that I'm not going to hurt you or affect you in that way again, right?
Hmm.
And a lot of times, what we say sometimes can be extremely hurtful because
Yes.
people will carry it around for years, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I think that understanding who you're talking to and understanding the effect of who you're talking to. Me talking to Harper, right? Um, I can get upset, but I can only get so upset, right? And I'll tell her, you know what? I don't want to talk to you right now because I'm extremely disappointed because of
Mhm.
this, right? And then she'll come back and we'll have a conversation, right?
Mhm.
I think that's important because it's not for me to say cuss words to her. It's not for me to yell out or see or her see me act a fool, but it's to show her my disappointment and my hurt within her actions. And then make sure she cares about how I feel. And I think that's extremely important
That's
also.
everything. That's good.
Yeah, I think that's important also because, again, I think that's what's going to be effective in correcting whatever is wrong, right?
I like
And
that.
like I explained to her, I said, I don't want to hurt you. and I don't want to feel hurt, but I feel this way when you act like this or not
Facts.
truthful with me about this or this and that. It makes me feel this way.
Uh-huh.
And so I think that communication, but again, it's trained behavior, bro.
Train behavior.
It's 100% trained behavior because I think a lot of times uh, when we don't have that and we don't have the experiences, and I think the experiences is what makes us train our behavior because
Absolutely.
honestly, who teaches you
Absolutely.
how to resolve problems or situations like that? I think,
Nobody. And
yeah,
I'm happy you brought that up, bro, because that leads me to my next question.
sure.
The few times that you do say something intelligent, it can draw the next question up. And so my next question for you is a two-part question.
Okay.
You talked about trained behavior. How
Yes.
important is grace when it comes to internal care? How important is grace when it comes to internal care for yourself first, and how important is it when it comes to others as well? How important is
Yeah,
grace?
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's a balancing situation, and the reason why I say that is this: we can sometimes use grace as excuse, or rather than being lazy,
Hmm.
right? And um, I'm just speaking for myself. Um,
So the question was how important it is.
I think it's
So
important. I think it's important to a certain extent, but I think it's a balancing act, bro. I
okay.
really do because, and I say that because a lot of times we want to give ourselves grace, right? And we don't deserve it. And we want to give ourselves grace because we didn't get up and do the work. Oh, that's okay. It's this. No. Again, um, success and us being successful is sometimes holding ourselves to the fire and
Mhm.
saying that, this is what we need to do. And that's why I
Right.
said that grace sometimes is a balancing act because,
And it is, but the reason why I asked you that is
yes, sir.
because it went on the line of you saying that it's not learned. So, in the concept of you saying certain things you have to learn and you have to be trained for it, I
Mm-hmm.
would think by you saying that because you have to train in it, that you're gonna fail sometimes. So,
You
what
are.
grace, in my opinion, and sticking in the lines of what we were just talking about, will come in at is saying, okay, I know I fail here and there, but I'm gonna keep trying until I get it right when it comes to battling these emotions. So I think you
Um,
should
I'm gonna
give
say this, brother.
yourself, I think you should give yourself grace, but I also think you should give others grace as well because we
Rams
we can't say how soon a person should catch on to something or how soon should it be important or how soon should they know the knowledge that we know. Be internal care is being kind to yourself first and
sure.
then being kind to others. So that's kind of on the lines of what I was
Um,
thinking.
Again, I think it's a balancing act. I really do,
Yeah.
and I say that because I don't want to. Um,
You don't want to abuse it by far. And I get
yeah,
that.
and I think it is an urgency when it comes to that because we're dealing with somebody else's feelings, right?
Facts.
And I think the quicker that you understand and the quicker that you know, um, the better the situation will be. You know what I'm saying? And I think having that information is extremely important. I'm not saying that grace is not important. It 100% is. Again, like I said, I just think it's a balancing act. I think grace is important in
Yeah.
certain instances, but again, how much grace are you going to give if you got your foot on my neck? You know what I'm saying? How much grace are you going to give if you're hurting me, if you're emotionally tearing me down, right?
Okay.
Um, Again, I can't keep one time is okay. The second time, but the third time, come on, brother. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. I got you now.
Yeah, and that's why I said I think that grace, when it comes to us sometimes can be a balancing act. I'm not saying that we're not supposed to have grace, but what I'm saying is watch it. And then with asking for grace or what have you, be humble, right? Humble yourself and say, hey guys, I'm and explain yourself, especially if you're in the wrong, or
Mm,
especially apologies are sometimes needed with that grace that you're given. You know what I mean?
I
And
got you.
so that's why I said, um, with that, I look at it and just say, I think it's a balance in that, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Yeah.
got you.
Well,
I'll let you go with the next question.
okay. When it comes to internal, I'm gonna say with yourself. Um, when it comes to the weight loss journey, right? Um, what are you looking at, um, and what do you need to do better? And I ask that, um, one, because it's not going to be very much grace there with self, with you, when it comes to that question.
With the weight loss journey that I'm on, or a weight loss
Yes,
journey
sir.
in general?
Yes, sir.
I think it's a matter of knowing yourself and keeping track. And so, me personally, my numbers went about 10 pounds higher than what they normally was.
Hmm.
And I had to ask myself the five W's: who, what, where, when, and why. Why did this happen? You know, I was sitting down more and studying more, and I wasn't putting my physical health where it needed to be because of just the timeline of the day. And so I had to say, okay, no matter what the timeline is, you know, what's causing this, and just get to the root of the problem. And so the grace I gave myself was to say, okay, your reason is logical, but it still ain't enough for you not to get the results that you want. And just started making those changes and those plans. And so I lost 10 pounds in like 2 weeks.
Right.
And, maintaining that, but really feel like it's a few more that I want to, turn into muscle. But I think, brother, it takes a plan. It takes a plan. But before you have that plan, like, you got to make them realistic assessments. If you can't make that a realistic assessment from you knowing certain data, that's why data is everything, to write down what your heart rate is. And we got smartwatches and stuff that'll tell us. If your heart rate is beginning to get higher, you need to ask yourself, what activity am I doing to make my heart rate higher than it normally was, my resting heart rate? What do I need to do to get it back? You gotta, take your blood pressure. And so these aren't things that you can see, so we know that they're internal. If your blood pressure is starting to go up, ask yourself, what have I added to my diet, or what have I taken out of my diet? And so it's a matter of knowing yourself. And to be honest, bro, I think we become more organized when we journal.
Yeah.
Journaling could be one of the most powerful things in the world. To journal what you eat, to journal how much rest you have, to journal how much exercise you had throughout that week, to journal uh, your stress intake, because sometimes you don't know just how much stress you're carrying. And so if you don't hurry up and get a hold to it, something negative is going to have a negative effect on you.
Bro, I think it's interesting. Um, with myself, we have everything that we need, and it's absolutely bananas. Um, what we have that we're not using,
Hmm.
and I think for myself, I think sometimes we got to pray to God and ask forgiveness
Yeah.
um, for abusing situations.
Yeah.
Um, what I have in this house, which I know you know, is, but that is no way V or I should be overweight or not in shape. We got a Peloton sitting in the middle of the living room. We got ellipticals. We have everything, right?
Hmm.
And not only that, the shame for me is the ability I have that I'm not using that I'm letting go in waste. You know, you'll say it to me, Chris will say it to me like, yeah, you're freakishly athletic as far as, like he was saying, I have to go on the steps every day and this, and this to maintain this. He said, you'll just walk, get up, and be able to just go, right? But I'm not taking advantage of the gifts that God gave me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And looking at that and saying, okay, you know what? Let me get it. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, um, what God gives you, sometimes He'll take away when you don't use it.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
it.
or
That's
you,
it, bro. I think you have to use external. You have to know the external forces
yeah,
around you, and you have to use those to even shaping up what's internally that needs to be shaping up.
you,
And so you use each for what it's worth, but again, it's just awareness. You have to be aware. But after you become aware, that's when that discipline gonna come in too. Because just because you have it and ain't using it, how good is
mhm.
that? But I think a lot of us do that in different areas in life when it comes to dating and marriage and even us being the best entrepreneur or even the best worker that we could do. Externally, everything that we need is on the outside. But if you don't use it because of an internal motivation or an internal factor, then it's almost like it's pointless for it to be there.
Bro. What do you think we need to use um, externally to help our internal?
Everything that we can take advantage of. Um, your body weight, um, the summer weather,
Mhm.
other people. You can use external motivations to help you.
That I ain't gonna lie, that is me, Lord. And
Other
that
people.
I feel guilty about that sometimes because I be like, oh heck,
I mean, if you're doing it for the good, then it's a great thing. But I think you definitely need to use other people, and I do all the time. I
I
use
know you do because
I
you told
use
me
other people for motivation. I'm gonna say both good and bad. There's some people I'd be
right.
like, I do not want to look like that, and
Yeah.
there's some other people I'd be like, you know what? This person is on such high level. I want some of that high energy. I want some of their success. I want not theirs per se what he has, but that level that they're on. You know what I mean? And so it's levels to everything. I want to be, you know, in that same room of satisfaction of success. And so it all matter, bro.
But I'm gonna say this. I think what else is important is for internal. I was saying this to you earlier, um, and I don't know how often people do this. I think a lot of people have got away from this, but soaking. A lot of people don't get in the tub and soak, and I think that's extremely important for your internal. Um, we need to soak. We need to get in some water.
No,
uh,
gonna tell him. You tell everything. Gonna tell him. Gonna tell him. Go ahead. Be free, brother. I can tell it's it's bothering you to leave it in, so go ahead and tell him.
oh my god! Oh man, my wife is a comedian, so I would just say that. Um,
That's
I
funny.
was taking a bath, and I said, "Hey, babe, run me some bath water." She said, "Okay, cool." And she had put some Epsom salt and some baking soda in the bath water. I said, "Yeah." And then she said, "Hey, you want me to put some vinegar in there?" I was like,
Wow.
I was like, "What?" I said, "I'm not dishing. I'm soaking." I
That's
said,
funny.
"Next, you're gonna come in there and ask me for a hot water bottle."
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Oh my god!" You gonna say, "Go ahead and tell."
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and tell him. You take bubble baths and you get out in pink silk pajamas. I mean, whatever
Yeah,
makes you happy, bro. And if you taking a bubble bath and getting out with silk pajamas, if that's going to be for your
Well,
internal care,
you need to mind your business and stay out my
who am I?
bathroom. That's what you need to do.
Who am I to judge you, brother? Wear your silk pajamas and
Uh,
your bubble baths, and if painting your toes is your thing, bro, just don't show me them. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, do you?
no, brother. I think you were saying something to me that I heard someone say too. When we're talking to brothers about baths.
I know they had a whole debate in the barbershop, and they were just like, "Man, men don't take baths. I'm a grown man. I ain't finna sit down and soak and da da
What?
this da da that." And I'm just listening to the conversation, and
I don't
I'm
even
just
know
like,
why you was
"Wow."
listening to that.
Yeah, one guy, but he had a reason. He was like, "Man, I did 5 years in prison." I said, "Well, we know you ain't took no bath. You just got out of prison, brother." But if that's a luxury out here that men want to, do. But it's interesting how we'll say certain things make you soft, and it really don't. I think when it
Uh,
comes to internal care, you can't let the opinion of somebody that thinks something is soft and it's not. It's just care affects you because
Brother, I think just the education of it. I mean, why wouldn't you take a bath? You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
it, I think it's the craziest thing ever. Bro, I was just looking at we need to soak. You know what I
Right.
mean? Again,
Good
you're being
detox.
body to body with the woman. Get in the tub, brother. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Facts.
Scrub your feet, get all the dead skin off of you.
That dead
You know,
skin is something, bro, and you
bro,
ain't you ain't able to do that in the shower all the time.
no, bro, it's so much that you really need to do. You know what I'm saying? Um, scrub. I have a scrubber. You know what I'm saying? So I can scrub my back, my skin, everything. And sometimes you just need to soak and just wash up your. This is what kills me about it. I've just been funny. You need to soak your hind end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really need to sit in some water. How can the nastiest thing on your body come out of here and you can just dust some water on it and you say you clean?
Your girl Paula said every man and woman needs to sit down in that bathtub and soak their tails.
Amen.
Period.
Amen.
And she
Amen.
clocked that too when she said it. Period.
You know, bro, I'm gonna say this. This is a part of dating. Um, it needs to be real conversations about um, hygiene and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
getting with somebody, and this is the other thing. I'm just saying, you got the audacity to be kissing and licking on somebody, and they ain't taking no bath. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
I just,
crazy.
I can't. You know what I mean? No, no.
And that's everything, man. But it's interesting how, growing up in different houses and different mindsets and
Uh-huh.
certain things, certain people just wasn't taught.
Right.
And but shame on you if you go through your whole life like that. Like you have to educate yourself and take care of that. We talked about this before, but I often take the liquid chlorophyll drops because
Yep.
that's gonna help deodorize your body.
Yep.
And so you have to again continue to educate yourself because if not, you'll think or won't know the benefits of certain things.
Bruh, another thing about internal, I've been doing a parasite cleanse, which I think everybody need to do. We have so many different parasites from the things we eat, walking barefooted, just all the things we come in contact with, the
Mm.
parasites in our body that needs to be cleansed and cleaned out.
I know you got to get rid of them parasites.
Yeah.
A few of our freaky clients says that every couple should take a bath together too. It doesn't have to be sexual, but they should take a bath together. Do you
Who
agree? The
said
couples just a little freaky. It's just
who said that?
I'm not gonna read names. I just rather say some of our some of our freaky people said that.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think that's necessary. I mean, me and V will jump in the shower together, here and there. But
You talking
again,
about some me? Nah, it's
again,
not freaky. I was just joking, but I think that
I,
could be
I,
a great
I,
thing.
I'm gonna say this,
It's gonna end freaky for me though. Maybe it's gonna
right?
end
But
though.
again, if she in the tub soaking and washing up, me personally, right? I want her to do what she do, and I want to do what I do because again, um, that ain't sexy to me. You know what I mean? You soaking everything and everything coming off and this and that. You know what I mean? Um, a shower is a little bit different for me personally, but that's just me personally. You know what I mean? And so I can see if we're getting in a hot tub, that's something different. But we talking about cleaning yourself and washing and all this and that. And so yeah, um, that's just not my forte. Let's just put it like that. So
Got you.
yeah,
Yeah, man. But what you were saying back to those parasites, man. Those
Mhm.
parasites are very important.
Yeah,
You know, they say it's certain worms that be in people for years and years and years,
bruh.
and that internal care is definitely, getting that knowledge and that understanding. I actually would love to have a conversation with Paula to see what her education base is with the
Paula
parasites
said
all
she didn't
together.
like you, brother. I didn't want to tell you on the
Yeah,
show.
you don't have to like me to have a conversation and exchange knowledge. So that's fine. That's fine. That ain't gonna hurt my feelings. You got to come with something better than that.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, well, amen. Thank you for sharing that knowledge.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah,
So my sister did. I want to have a conversation with you.
yeah. Well, she could just text it. Text the information.
She ain't got your number. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Shoot. My brother,
When it
close
comes
this.
to this internal care, brother, what do you think we're missing the most that we need to add more of? That's my last question for you.
Bro, I'm gonna say, realistically, the knowledge.
Mhm.
Just, I mean, for real, the knowledge. Um, Internally, um, just educating yourself on what you need internally, how you feel internally, um,
Hmm.
and because everybody's going to be different. It's not going to be this is the answer for everybody. It's going to be a different thing for everybody. But I think we have to um, pay attention to us, and just educate ourselves on how we feel. What are some symptoms? What do we need to get rid of? What do we need to um, improve on, and all that stuff. And so I think when it comes to this internal care, I think it's one, really paying attention to self, and then two, just really educating yourself. And I say this: we have a cheat sheet now that we can go to AI or all these other different things, and they're not the end all answers, but they can give us push us in the right direction. And you can even sit back and really have conversations with AI or these different things about and and at least get some understanding of
Get some understanding.
yeah,
Facts.
what's going on, or um, explain what are some common solutions to these particular problems.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, my brother, another good one, guys. We are 100% ready to start. If people want to start paying for their hotels, um, I have taken a couple of weeks off with posting and doing things. We're back on it, back at it. My sister Meg was on my head like, you better get busy, brother. I was like, okay, I'm on it. And
Facts.
I'm gonna say I appreciate her for just the constant
You better go
encouragement,
next door. Okay, I'm coming.
just the constant encouragement and support. And guys, I'm gonna say this: I ask that you definitely keep me and my wife in your prayers, especially when it comes to um, the situation with her mom.
Yeah.
Um, she's a strong woman. That's all I can say. She's a strong woman, and she's a faithful woman, and she's a woman of God. And so I so appreciate that, and I so appreciate her strength when it comes to this situation with her family. But we ask that you guys just keep us uplifted in your prayers or whatever when it comes to that situation. And guys, let's get ready for Cancun. Let's get ready for Cancun. Um, I'm excited to go. I'm excited to revisit Cancun and just have a good time. Before we get out of here, brother, what's a great memory that you had from Cancun, and why do you like Cancun so much?
That was our first international trip, so it was exciting, for our first international trip overall.
Mhm.
We had a phenomenal transformation service where I give all the credit and the glory and honor to God, the way that the spirit moved and the effect that it had on people, and just us truly claiming transformation. Um, when it comes to the word, brother, the word is our everything. And so when it comes to those who are fighting sickness and diseases, you have to have a word to stand on. That word gonna be the change that you need in order to get to that healing, your faith. But you have faith because of the word. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word. And so everything comes from a word. So it's so important to just stand on that and don't let the doctor's report or what happened to other people take over your mindset of you not feeling like their healing is yours. And then the plan that's put together, understand that uh oftentimes healing isn't immediately, it's eventually. Healing is immediately, eventually, or eternally. Some things just don't happen on this side in this body until you get that glorified body. But we have to understand that faith and having faith is indeed a fight,
Mhm.
and you have to roll up your sleeves and give it all that you have. But man, Mexico was wonderful, and just looking forward to the growth that we had
Yeah,
individually and collaterally, and even as a podcast family. We have some tremendous people that has been there since Mexico and been on every trip or supported since then, and forged a spiritual relationship with us, and all that means so much. But man, it's been a lot of growth since we've been there 3 years ago, and
yeah,
more than anything, bro, I'm just at a state of being thankful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So um, I do want to say to Janice because I think that's the only time she had won a game, and Janice that's been 4 years, going on 5 years. And
Wow,
so,
yeah, and she's still bragging about that.
yeah, so Janice, I'm just saying. Hopefully, your luck come back when you go to Mexico. I doubt it.
It's like, man, that's funny. I'm gonna be good. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna take the higher road and be good.
I'm not. I'm not. Janice, if you win in space, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But, bruh, we're having another pajama jammy jam. We had one there. It was amazing.
Mm,
Um, and we're gonna have another one there. I just look forward to congregating with everybody.
yeah.
Um, it's amazing, man. We have some amazing people, and I'm just so grateful that God brought these sisters in our life to continue to help uplift us and to continue to just help us with our journey with this and just give the great support that they give. And so we just say thank you to all of you guys. So we appreciate you guys. But guys, if you haven't registered, register. Um, and we are ready for um, to start taking funds for the hotel Foxy, we ready, because she be on it and Paula be on it. Here, take my money tomorrow. So that they do. When I say these sisters do not mess around, they want their business handled and done. And so, like I said, grateful, grateful, grateful for you guys. Love you guys. Me and my brother are out of here. We will see you guys next week, and thank you.